Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is me, Joy Jacket. Today I want to talk about love. If you've been watching my videos, on and off, whatever, a bunch of times I've talked about how this year I really wanted to fall in love. Like I really wanted to manifest a romance. And we're now in the middle of September, so we have a few months left. But especially in the time period that I kind of took off from YouTube, I just had some realizations, and one of them being I don't think I really wanted to fall in love and be in love. I think I just was bored and actually just wanted to make stuff. So let's get into that. I have I have this folder in my notes app where I collect ideas. Literally, I just write idea. I started with obviously idea one. Idea one, wrote it down. Idea two, wrote it down. And then over the time span of like, I don't know, a couple months, a year, um, it became this folder of like, wait, let me show you. It became this folder of random. I'm not gonna get too close. Like I don't want people to read this, but it just became this folder of like ideas and things I wanted to execute, especially on my socials, like ideas for videos, ideas for TikTok, stuff like that. And sometimes I look through it, like today, I look through it and be like, okay, so what do I want to talk about? And a common theme that came up a bunch of times is like love and romance and adoration and self love and creativity, like the thing that I love to talk about. So, two of the bullet points that I wrote down say, it's burdensome to be lovesick. And then I wrote down, I'm obsessed with the idea of finding love and I'm bored of it. It just becomes this thing that you put on a pedestal, and this thing that just the idea becomes larger than life. Like it becomes this thing that's like kind of like looming over you. And it's not like I am solely to blame for that. I mean, our society created that. The emphasis of like romantic love over other forms of uh, receiving or experiencing love, like platonic or through your family or whatever, or just even through strangers, like people you meet, having a nice moment with strangers. It's normalized to want to be chosen by someone. So it's kind of like I have no agency over it. And I think I'm just tired of like feeling like a victim to it, feeling like lovesick, like feeling yearning for something and not receiving it, and almost a little bratty, being like, I deserve, why am I not in love? Like, why am I not experiencing this thing? And it just ultimately, I think there's a part of it that leads to being a little bit ungrateful for all the other stuff that you have going on. Especially I do. Like, I have other shit going on that's amazing and that I appreciate. So, that's initially what I think I've worked through is being okay with the reality of it. Like, it's okay. And especially for me on a personal level, I think the idea of love is still a little skewed from just like teenhood, childhood, whatever. I am working through that, but I think for a lot of my, I'm stuttering because it's like hard to express, but I did feel like it had to do with your worth. Like your self worth is so tied into whether you are coupled up or not, like whether you have someone to call your partner or not. And I think that's obviously not true. Hello. And I know that, but I think that there's still like a remnants of that lingering sometimes. And that's something that I'm just so sick of, and I'm over it. And then there's something else I wrote down that I thought was interesting because I've always felt this way even as a kid. Oh, my mom's calling me. One sec. Okay. I wrote down, this is idea 11. Oh, this is so vulnerable actually to talk about. But I wrote down the concept of wanting to be seen, just the concept of wanting to be seen, just existing by others to confirm you are beautiful, but ultimately feeling the most beautiful when you're just being you and are only concerned with being the most honest version of yourself. You get turned on by the truth of who you are. That is something I remember being like a child. Like I remember being a teenager and kind of being obsessed with like the gaze. Like I used to refer to it as like the gaze, but like in German. And it's that thing of, you know, when two people are into each other, like even in movies, you know, when two people are clearly infatuated with each other, and then one person's looking away and the other person is just gazing at them and just taking them in and is probably like, wow, you are the most beautiful, precious thing to me. I love you so much. Or I can't confess, but you are the love of my, whatever. That was always my favorite thing. And it's like the idea of being seen, just existing. Because for the longest time, this is like very personal now, but I think growing up, I always felt unseen. Like I didn't feel seen or appreciated growing up, that is. Like very much, this is in the past. I didn't feel seen by people, whether romantically or even platonically. I just felt like I was always like masking something, always putting on a face and trying to like be what people want me to be. But I always became obsessed with that. And I think that is obviously so tied into having or wanting other people to affirm your worth to you. Like, wow, look at me just sitting here, not even doing anything, just breathing. And here goes this person who cannot look away. They cannot take their eyes off of me. It's like, that is the confirmation I am something of value. I am someone of value. Even if just to them, it doesn't matter. Like, it's clear as day. I matter. And obviously now time has gone on, and I find so much beauty truly in just like being by myself. But that still in a way ties into, sometimes I think, honestly, still ties into, yeah, romantic love to some extent. Like I think subconsciously, like I always say this to my friends, I just want to get into a relationship so that so that the first relationship is over. My mother's calling me again. What was I saying? I was saying, oh yeah, I just want to get into a relationship so that it's out of the way. I feel like I need to get over that first love, that first relationship. And even saying that, I guess, is immature, because it's like, it's a person you will love dearly. You will want to be in a relationship with them. When it ends, whatever, but you shouldn't see it as something to like take off. So I'm also showing my immaturity in a sense. But I do feel that way a little bit. Like I want to kind of get through it so I can stop putting it on a pedestal. And I think I don't know. I think that's what will have to happen. Like as much as I focus on my life, I'm doing me, I'm doing whatever, I think there will always be a part of me that will just want to experience that. And yeah, I don't know if that even, because after my mom called, I'm kind of like, I don't know what I was saying, but I hope that makes sense. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good day, good evening, whatever and wherever you are, and talk to you soon. Bye.